This episode of the DisCast was recorded on November 12th, 2014, at discast.us/live. Tune in Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern to watch the show, or watch recorded episodes on YouTube and iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at DisCastShow, tune to the trivia contest, and more. If you're feeling generous, please throw us a donation on our PayPal or our Patreon to get cool prizes. It would really help us a lot. Thank you, and enjoy the DisCast. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas. To our new listeners, we welcome you aboard our podcast Highway in the Sky, and hope you've enjoyed the past week. For those of you standing, please hold on to your headphones at all times, and stand clear of the doors. For the comfort of others, no trolling please. Thank you, and enjoy the DisCast. Hey, what is up guys, it is Ryan, and welcome to the DisCast. Today is November 12th, 2014, and it's shortly after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here today with Darren. Say hello, Darren.
Hey!
Hey!
It's like programmed in your brain to say the exact same thing every single week.
How many times have I done this? Like 55, 60-ish?
60.
Something like 60.
So,
you know.
It's a lot.
You get to...
How have you been?
I've been pretty good. How have you been?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, stressful week, I guess. Do anything exciting this week?
Did I do anything? I saw Big Hero 6. That's exciting,
Really?
right?
Ooh, we
I
could
loved
get
it.
a review
I thought it was awesome. We'll be talking
no.
about Big Hero 6 later into the show, so I'll save
Yeah.
all my thoughts on it for then. We've got trivia, we've got some new photo passy kind of thing, which I think you guys will think is pretty cool. We've got news on the Soaring expansion.
That's good.
Yeah, we've got tons of stuff. We got a little bit of resort news as well. Then, you know, it'll be a good time. So,
Do you
yes.
watch the show MasterChef?
No, I don't. Actually, that's not true. I watched a couple episodes of it, of the Spanish version of it, for my Spanish summer project. I had to watch Spanish TV. Yeah, but why?
There's like a kids season of it, right? Where they have
Okay.
like small children as the chefs.
Right?
And Gordon is not yelling at them, and I wanted like other opinions on this, and I forgot to ask you earlier when we talked, so I figured now would be a great time to get the chat involved.
Got it?
Do you think that in the future, like 20 years down the road, Gordon Ramsay will like go up to these children that will now be adults and like get out all the yelling that he had to?
Maybe. We'll see.
Because there was this one kid, I
It'll be
was watching
MasterChef
it.
Kids, the reunion. Can't wait. You
There
can
was
pitch
this
it.
one
You can
kid,
direct
and
it.
this one kid was sassing the one guy off. I don't know what his name was. It was like one of the other judges, and the judge is like, "You have no idea what you're talking about," and he was about to punch the kid. And I could just imagine, like 20 years in the future, now that you're old enough, you have no idea what you're talking about. Shut up! And like the kid just going off on him.
I suppose we'll see what the deal is with that. Yeah. So
Besides that, good show.
besides that, okay. So fantastic. That was
Speaking
that.
of shows, ABC canceling Selfie.
Who cares?
Apparently, a lot of people.
I don't know why. Anyway, it looked
Is that a
dumb
good
when I saw it. It looked dumb. I'd never even
Okay.
just be bothered to look at it. So anyway, I guess we'll
I'll
get on
take your
to
word for
our
it.
actual
Discussions
and things. Darren, why don't you tell everyone about Spectro Radio?
Of course. So you're here, right? So you might like Disney a little bit, a lot of it maybe. And there's no better way to get your fix of Disney when you can't be at the parks than listen to Spectro Radio. Spectro Radio is a 24/7 radio station right here on the internet where you can listen to all of your favorite Disney Parks music all the time. Sometimes commercial free. It's weird with the commercials and that. They got different little sessions for things like is Illumination Hour still a thing?
Is Illumination Hour still a thing? I believe it is.
There's like Epcot music plays on certain days. Magic Kingdom. It's systematic for some parts, and then it's just scattered and it's random, and you know it's just good old Disney music. Head over to spectroradio.us to listen now.
Yes.
Spectro Radio is, of course, one of our sponsors of the show and helps keeping us doing what we do.
Right.
So if you would like to be like Spectro Radio and help us keep up, head over to discast.us/donate. Help us out. We'll give you a mention. Spectro Radio, go check him out also.
Yes, we got some mentions we can give you out. We can draw you things and send them to you and all that cool stuff. So it'll definitely be a good time no matter what. So head on down and see if you could spare some green. You know, that'll be good. All right, so next up, we like to begin our show talking about our trivia
My magic
question.
plus.
What?
Oh,
What were you going to say?
I was gonna say my magic plus. But
Oh, no, I mean, we do like talking about My Magic Plus,
I love it.
but we usually do start with our trivia.
Yeah.
So,
It's fun.
here's the deal. Guys, you're saying you have problems with the stream, and I don't see any problems. There's no problems on my end. My bitrate's at like 2,000 kilobits per second. I got no drop frames. They're all looking good.
You gotta pick up your frames.
Yeah, no, I don't see any issues. I'm gonna go and see if I can get the stream up on this computer just to see if it is any problem. But anyway, so last week we asked you guys to tell us how long it took to travel to California from New York by train in the first scene of Carousel of Progress. And Darren, do you think you know the answer?
Gonna have to say 10 days.
10 days. No. It's 7 days.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah.
Very close, but
I don't
not
have
close
any
enough.
problems. I don't have any problems on my stream. I'm viewing it from another computer and another network, and there's no problems.
Huh.
So nothing on my end, guys. I'm sorry, can't do anything about it. So yes, and the person who got it right, we had one among them was Jessica Cake, who is already on our trivia card of winners. So no extra person is going to be put on there this week. But there you go.
But hey, you might not know for next week.
You might not know next week, but of course we do have another trivia question for you guys this week, just in case you do want another shot at it. So we have another trivia question. This week, not this year. So this week, our trivia question is, and if you think you know the answer, do not put it in the Twitch chat. Head on over to Twitter, tag us at DisCast Show with the hashtag DisCastTrivia, along with your answer for your chance to win. Go on the trivia card of winners and get an undisclosed feature prize. So the question is, if you visited Spaceship Earth in 1990, who would be the narrator? If you visited Spaceship Earth in 1990, who would be the narrator? If you think you know the answer, head on over to Twitter, tag us at DisCast Show with hashtag DisCastTrivia. So there you go, Darren and Legit going at it again as usual. And there we go.
Though. I'm better.
Of course. So with that out of the way, we can talk about trivia.
Important things.
Trivia about news, rather.
Yeah.
Not trivia.
The stuff people actually care about.
That's why you're here. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, some people might be here for trivia.
That's true.
You know who's here just for trivia?
Who?
Awesome Geek.
Is he?
I don't know.
All right.
He seems like a very trivia-friendly
Trivial
guy.
person.
Like, yeah.
All right. So
yeah, I like this. I like what's going on here.
yes. So as we all know, My Magic Plus is continually getting feature upgrades and things like that added into the system, and now we're starting to see the early testing. The testing's all being done by CMs right now. I'll give you guys a little screenshot of it right here. Boom. As you can see, they're testing bus wait times on the My Disney Experience app. Now on here we do see the Android version, which is interesting because it always seems like they have the releases first on iOS. So I don't know why the development versions are on Android. Just, a little interesting thing. So as you can see, it tells you buses that are going to this place. I can't tell where it is, but is it Port Orleans? Yeah, it's Port Orleans.
Yeah.
So it sees Port Orleans right there, the glare, you see?
Why does it not say Hollywood Studios, but just says Studios?
It's an early testing version
True.
of the app. I don't know how much you know about programming development cycle, but usually what they do is they make it work and add all the features first, and they make it look pretty last. That's always what happens last.
Yeah, no, I was just curious. I don't know. It seems like skipping out 2 words. I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
That's crazy speculation. Ignore it.
Yeah. No. I don't think.
See, this is something that's really useful. The fact that this hasn't been anything before. There has never been a wait time board at the bus station.
They've been rolling that out at some of the deluxe resorts. I know. I don't know about the other ones. They have been having boards out there that do tell you approximately how long it is until the next bus shows up. It's been very mixed reviews
Spotty.
as to whether it's accurate or not. Some people say, "Oh, it's perfect. It worked perfectly for my entire week there," and people say it never had the right things.
It could only be so incorrect, though. If it's incorrect, it's by like 1 or 2 minutes.
I mean, it's been
most
for the
likely
past.
It's gonna be 1 or 2 minutes late.
It's been the past couple of years. Disney's been trying to work out how to get reliable transportation data out there to the guests, and I think now they're going to be putting it into My Disney Experience app. It's perfect. Some people were complaining. The main complaint with My Disney Experience is because it's always looking up geofences and always using your phone or your tablet's GPS. It eats your battery like there's no tomorrow.
That's what I learned when I was there. First of all, the wait times.
Well, you're also using an iPhone 4 or iPhone 4S.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could have something to do with it as
well.
No,
I'm saying just going off about how statistically correct the information is.
All right.
I noticed this very boldly when I was at Hollywood Studios that...
We're just studios.
Yeah, we're just the studios, as it's now being referred to. That the wait times were very far off. Like, when I first got into the park at, say, 1-ish,
right.
It said wait for Rock and Roller Coaster was 60 minutes. I got to where Rock and Roller Coaster was, and it was down to 15 minutes.
Wow, alright. Yeah, I forget. They recently changed the way that the refresh cycle works. I forgot.
Apparently,
we talked about
frequently.
We talked about it. They changed it, and it was changed for the better.
Because I suggested they do something where it's like just like a 5-minute just refresh absolutely everything.
Right.
But I don't understand why something like that couldn't just refresh whenever insert board for ride here refreshes.
All right. So, yeah. Pi, I don't know, the app, I don't know when the last time you used My Disney Experience was, but a few months ago they got a major upgrade that really... Oops, I just X'd out your Skype video. Hold on, recall me. So, I don't know when the last time you used My Disney Experience was, Pi, but they recently had a huge upgrade, not recently, a couple months ago, they had a huge upgrade that made the performance a lot better. And the resort Wi-Fi can be a little spotty. It's gotten much better, and if you're an AT&T customer, it's gotten even more better because of the whole cell extenders and things they've been checking in there.
Honestly, like, I don't know. I have a lot of data, so I just went on 4G the entire time I was there.
Right. Yeah, and what's your carrier?
What? Verizon.
Verizon's not terrible down there.
Verizon's pretty solid overall. I mean, we're not paid by Verizon, so I'm not gonna...
No, we're not. Of course, Verizon used to be the official mobile carrier of Walt Disney World. I don't know if you remember back in the Mobile Magic days. That was presented by Verizon.
Then My Disney Experience.
My Disney Experience came out, and Disney dropped Verizon. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal was with that.
Somebody in the deal wanted more money, and somebody else in the deal wanted more money.
Obviously.
They both can't get more money.
Pretty much.
That's how most things go.
Yeah. There was actually an update released for My Disney Experience just yesterday, or a couple days ago. It was just general performance stuff, fixed a few crashes, fixed a few wait time updates.
Well, that's what they tell you. It could really be something with this wait time thing.
Nah, this is just in the development clients at the moment. And we don't know, we have no word on how far it is along in testing and when, or if at all, it's going to be coming to the guests, but it definitely will be, in my opinion at least. And
this is a long time coming.
Oh yeah.
Don't they have something like this at like the monorails? There's something.
They're doing it at the monorails too.
Yeah, there's something somewhere.
Especially once they start doing the more automations and stuff like that, it's gonna get.
Maybe it was with a ride where it had like a countdown to like when the next car comes or something. It was something. I remember seeing that somewhere, and I'm like, this needs to be like widespread.
Right.
Everything.
It's definitely a good thing. So yeah, that's that, and we'll give you more information on this update as well as other. My Disney Experience and My Magic Plus updates as they become available. We also have some PhotoPass things to talk about.
Oof.
Yes. So, I'm going to pause our music so we can show you guys. Pretty much, there's these things called magic shots, where the characters overlay your pictures, right? You've seen these before? No doubt. Now, magic shots are now being expanded. If you have the Memory Maker package, you can have animated magic shots. So, for example, here's one in Hollywood Studios where Sully ambushes your picture. And he just, takes a few pictures, picture, and then he roars. And that's that. Then there's your family. There's another one up here, and you can see Sven comes in during your nice little holiday picture, gets his tongue stuck on the lens, and tries to rip it off. Now, here's my deal with these things. I feel like...
What do these positively affect? Like, they just block your family's picture.
Yes.
It's just a nuisance.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Is that something you have to pay for? Is this like something extra?
This is part of the Memory Maker package, which is $199.
Okay, so it's not like you're paying for anything extra to get this.
No, it's just part of the Memory Maker package.
Yeah, it's just a new feature.
Now, don't get me wrong. Memory Maker does have some really cool things. Like, they do have the on-ride videos and that kind of stuff.
This is redundant.
I don't like this, though. Well, I mean, this could be cool, but they're not doing it well. Because the character literally just comes into the middle of the shot.
Yeah.
And goes over your family. Like something like the Tinkerbell thing, where they do the thing, you put your hands out, right? Mm-hmm. Something like that's nice. I like that.
See and then there's like, I remember going to Six Flags and they have something where they like superimpose you into into a shot with like a bunch of Looney Tune characters. But see, the issue with that is that requires like a person to manually place things.
Right.
In.
Well, that's how the magic shots have worked in the past. Right? Because
up until these, which is just, hey, let's just throw some characters in front of you. Literally, the Sully one, it's just taking up the entire picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, I could easily find a video of Sully from the movie walking across a frame and just green screen it out and just stick it in my video, you know?
That's exactly what you could do, and nobody would know the difference between that and this.
Yeah, I don't like this aspect of it. Memory Maker does have some cool things going for it. I don't think this is one of them, to be honest. That's my opinion. And yeah, so there you go. Next up,
this is gonna be tweaked no matter what. It's
hopefully. Next up, we have a partnership or strategic alliance. Between Mylan and Walt Disney Parks and Resorts. Now, Mylan is the company that creates the Epipen. Right there, here's a picture of the Epipen, because why not? And they're increasing awareness of anaphylaxis and bringing Epipen auto-injectors to the parks. So they're going to be deploying them across the parks and cruise lines. I don't know why they weren't already, or something, some kind of an equivalent. So they are going to be training the nurses and the EMS people on site to use them and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so yes.
Good for Disney. Good for Mylan. Good for the guest.
Yep.
Sounds good.
It's all pretty good, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
We don't know too much about Mylan. Mylan has to say, Mylan's mission is to provide the world's 7 billion people access to high-quality medicine and set new standards in healthcare. In support of this mission, we are committed to enhancing access to EpiPen auto-injectors and to increasing awareness of anaphylaxis. Like life, severe allergic reactions are unpredictable, so people need to be prepared. That's their CEO, Heather Bresch, saying that. We are very proud to be working with Disney, which already has a strong reputation for meeting the needs of people and managing severe allergies, and believe we can further raise awareness of anaphylaxis through this collaboration and our joint commitment to education. That
is very wordy.
Yes.
So he's like, I gotta hit a 500 word count. I mean,
yes, that's how CEOs don't really do much. They just sit there composing these things. He basically just sticks in. He crosses out Disney and just puts in a new company name whenever they get a new deal.
Every time they got to deal with somebody.
See, now it's very there's the pessimists and there's the optimists when it comes to health companies, and it's whether they actually care about people or they just want to make money.
Yeah, I was considering making a comment like that, and I was the ultimate decision was to steer away from that, because you're like, yeah, we want to help out the 7 billion people in the world, but you're like, no, you want to make money off the 7 billion people in the world.
Or, more accurately, they're insurance companies.
Yeah.
That's what's more that's what's more accurate. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, the EpiPen is a fabulous It's a fabulous invention. It really has saved many lives, and it really does a good job at doing what it does. Luckily, I've never had to use one before. They have really cool ones now. They're like really high tech and stuff, and they actually like instruct you what to do.
Yeah.
So you open it up and it's like, hi, this is an Epipen. Here's what you do. Put this on the person. And it's actually the point where you don't have to stab the person anymore. It actually just stick it up against their thigh and you just press a button and it does it for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so because, so many people don't actually know how to do it. Inner thigh, by the way. Yeah. They say that everyone should know how to use this. Even if it's not for you, just in case you see something happen, you should know how to use one of these things. Because they're very widespread.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Basically all it does...
Help your neighbor.
Yeah, basically all it does is it shoots some adrenaline 0.3 milligrams, not megagrams. Could you believe that? 0.3 megagrams. That is that will kill you. That will pretty much kill you instantly.
Wow.
Yeah, it basically helps you to
Ryan going for the lethal kill.
Yeah, it's like heroin, you know?
At Disney World.
Alright. So, yes.
Speaking of Disney World.
Speaking of Disney Worlds.
New Disney name for the Christmas Day Parade.
Yeah, you know, it's the time...
Guys, it's going to be based around the biggest hit in Disney animation history.
Song of the South.
Oh, no, I was going to say Meet the Robinsons, but okay, go with that.
Chicken Little.
Bolt.
Bolt. Hey, Bolt was the first one under
critically
Lasseter,
acclaimed.
Wasn't Bolt the first one under Lasseter? Maybe.
I think so.
As a whole, they've gotten much better under Lasseter, which we'll talk about when we talk about Big Hero 6. But anyway, the Disney Parks Christmas Day Parade is actually going to be called the Frozen Holiday... Oops, that's not the right picture. The Frozen Holiday Spectacular. You see a picture of Soaring. I'm talking about the Frozen Holiday Spectacular. So this is the 31st year of the ABC Disney Parks Christmas Day Parade, but it's actually called the Disney Parks Frozen Christmas Celebration. Yeah. We don't have any details about this whatsoever other than it's going to be Frozen themed. We don't know what the format's going to be like, and all that kind of stuff. Obviously we know when it's airing.
Yeah, it's the same time every year. So people are like, it's Frozen, blah, 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 blah.
Shut up.
I'm fine with it.
Honestly, yeah. I'm cool with it.
What are your thoughts?
I don't mind. I mean, I never really watched these parades anyway, because they're basically like 3-hour-long advertisements for Walt Disney World and Disneyland, and I don't need to see that. Which is why. I mean, you know, last year I specifically just watched the intro for Neil Patrick Harris doing an opening number, because yeah, that's the only reason I watched that. I turned it off after that, and seeing Nick Cannon being like, "Be back in 2 hours, homie," yeah, it just annoyed me. So yeah, I don't like Nick Cannon, but Neil Patrick Harris does some of the best opening numbers of any show. Watches Tony's openings; they're pretty good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but this is different. This is Frozen. This is not the normal shindig.
Neil Patrick Harris nonsense.
It's gonna be interesting to see how it's done, how the format changes, and you know, how it's gonna change. Is it gonna be the new norm to do things per a certain intellectual property instead of just having a general thing? I hope not. But you know, there are no details about it at this time, so we're going to have to wait to see more details to make a concrete opinion.
I always go back to Banksley because he is one of the smartest people to talk to about the Disney parks. And the way he described this whole, I guess, overall Frozen situation is, hold up, let me kind of read this over again. Because he wrote a lot. This is like
legit saying something that came out a year ago. Why is it still popular? That makes no sense, by the way. Anyway, keep going.
So the issue with Frozen, right, is Disney's kind of doing this big forward push right now, whereas with past movies, it's been a consistent push, but the push is still there, right? Like, I don't know. We'll go with any character ever being put into a parade. Like, that's pushing the movie and putting a character into a parade. You could argue Mickey Mouse is one of the most pushed characters in history, probably the most pushed character in history. And don't get me wrong, Frozen's a great movie, but Disney is kind of pushing it too far in too short of a time. I understand something like the castle lighting stuff. That's amazing. That's perfect on Disney. This is amazing. The other stuff Disney's doing Frozen, not so much. But I think this
perfectly
is
honest. I think that obviously there's no way for Disney to know that Frozen would be such a blockbuster success that it was.
Yeah.
But last year was the time to do this. Because think about it, the logic that they're using now still pertains. Everyone sees Frozen, everyone loves Frozen. They see that there's a Frozen Christmas Spectacular on Christmas morning. They turn that on, and what do they see? It's not actually a Frozen Christmas Spectacular, but a 2-hour advertisement for the Disney parks. And they're like, wow, look at all this stuff, it's so cool, I'm booking a vacation right now.
Frozen is more popular now than it was a year ago.
Really?
With children.
You don't think after the... Okay, so you think that this year is the better year to do it?
Yes, so
all right.
Last year I was involved with the conversation with Ricky Brigante after Winter Dreams for World of Color came out, and he said that it really pushed Olaf and Olaf's kind of character in the story of Frozen. This is 2 weeks before Frozen came out, and he was kind of left confused, right?
Right, yeah. We were talking about this with the meet
and
greet.
So doing like anything that they've done up to this point, Frozen's not a year old yet.
That's
so doing
true.
anything that's been done up to this point, doing this preemptively to Frozen coming out, is a terrible idea.
All right.
Well, I think it was cool that Disney did that for Frozen last year with World of Color. It was confusing, and when Ricky ended up seeing Frozen, he was befuddled at the fact that Olaf was in the movie for about 3 scenes.
Yeah.
Whereas he had become the star turnout character in Winter Dreams. So I think that this is the year for them to do stuff with Frozen. Most definitely, the show production, whatever parade you'd call this, it's a show too. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, there's performances, they're not moving. I don't get it.
Yeah. Whether you like Frozen or not,
the parade's gonna remain the same no matter what. It's just different. I'm gonna say, you know, this is purely speculation, but I'm gonna just say that it's like host. Like, it's just gonna be like Olaf and Anna and Elsa and Sven and Kristoff. They're just gonna be like hosting it.
Okay, and it's gonna be the same kind of things that we see.
Yeah.
Just the Frozen overlay. Yeah, I think
it'll be a 1-year thing. I don't think this is gonna be forever.
Right. Well, it's not gonna be Frozen forever, surely.
It'll go back to the Christmas Day.
Right. But I mean,
it's been affiliated too.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it, whether you like Frozen or not, it makes perfect sense for them to use this popular movie as an engine to get people to the parks. And this Disney Parks Christmas Day Parade, which is literally an 2-hour-long advertisement for the Disney parks. If you're throwing in a popular movie of the time, people are going to see it and then book vacations. Whether you like the movie or not, it actually has a good, like, it's a good move by them. Whether you like it or not. Because all the little kids on Christmas morning, where their parents will do nothing but what they want, right? Mm-hmm. It's gonna work.
Look, I agree. Look, you're attracting so many more people by attaching the name Frozen to it, which all this 2-hour special is. It's just an advertisement more than anything. You know, like I said, it's still gonna remain the same. They're just putting new words with it.
Yeah. All right.
It's like when they changed Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party to just Mickey's Very Merry Party. It's still it's still literally the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different name. And, you know, people tend to overreact about those things. Sure, Frozen's being put in a lot of places, but give it a year or two, it'll even itself out.
Not very much.
Especially if Big Hero 6 turns out to be as good as everybody's saying it is.
Well, it didn't top Frozen, but I think it's just the season it was launched at. But anyway, so moving on to some Soaring stuff.
Ooh.
Paperwork was filed for an addition to the building that houses Soaring. Anyway, the permit just says anyway, we've been talking about this for months. For literally months. We've been talking about the expansion of Toy Story Mania and Soarin' to give Fast Pass Plus only queues. That way they can add more to the standby and give out more Fast Passes, and everyone gets to go on more. Right?
God, I love Soarin'. Best ride in the world.
Anyway, so Soarin' just got filed, a permit just got filed at the address of Soarin', which I guess is also the address of the whole of the land. And it says, add facility to existing attraction, Project 87, which is very vague.
Expansion to living with the land.
Anyway, so add a facility to existing attraction, Project 87. It is very vague. They don't really see too much. The expiration date is September 2016. Already, the building contractor is PCL, who's worked with Disney on huge projects in the past.
So you know what 87?
87 refers to the amount of guests that Soarin' currently seats.
Ooh. Everybody. Ooh.
Ooh. What do you think of a laugh track that has one of those ooh things on it? So this is probably what's going to happen. We have not gotten any public word from Disney about this.
So this is not a long time coming, and we've discussed it along the way of coming up to this point. We discussed this like a year ago.
And I mean, if the whole new film rumors are true, then it just makes perfect sense for them to, launch a new theater with it. And that happens in 2016, where this permit expires. It just makes sense. And so it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens. We don't know what Toy Story Mania is going to happen either. Is Soundstage 1 going to be a Toy Story Mania thing? We don't know. But Soarin' looks like it's definitely going to happen, so maybe we'll be right about the other one as well. What were you saying?
I was discussing with some people, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, the fact that I guess blueprints were leaked of Avatar Land, and the fact that the theater ride is pretty much confirmed.
Yes, that we are
I didn't see
much
that was
confirmed.
In the show notes,
no, it wasn't.
So,
but I meant to mention during the intro, but I didn't. Oops.
But it's like a 4-theater type of thing.
Yes, it's very Soarin'-esque. It's got 4 theaters, and it's probably going to be that thing that we're talking about. I don't know how all these leaks just end up all right.
I don't know.
There's clearly someone inside who's telling people.
The comparison was these blueprints were leaked a long time ago, and then a helicopter flyover of Animal Kingdom happened recently, where you see kind of where the outline of 4 theaters would go, and the blueprints pretty much line up to a T with what's being done there. So it's pretty much
exciting.
Confirming it.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
And then something about a possible boat ride?
Boat ride, yeah. I don't know.
Boat ride.
It's been very cryptic and very we don't know with Avatar.
And then there was the rumor that it was supposed to be 5 attractions, and then they had to pull back because of money, and it's just 1 now, and then it's 2, and Disney, confirm things for us, please.
Now, do you think it's better if we know everything going in, or do you think it's better if everything's left up to the imagination and we don't know until really soon before? Which one do you like better?
As a news agency, it is good if we know. As a fan, I would prefer to not know things until I don't know. That's a weird question to ask, because this is how I am with Star Wars, right? And this is how a lot of people are with Star Wars. Back when the Star Wars stuff started really happening, and pictures were being leaked left and right, I made a conscious decision to not look at any of them, because I want to be surprised when I go into the movie theaters. But that's a totally different experience than going and seeing the construction of a ride.
Yep, same.
Right? So being told what a ride is, being told, hey, we're going to have a simulator ride, that's an entirely different thing than seeing the Millennium Falcon being used in the new Star Wars movie, because you have something where it's just a general idea of something or a specific part of it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So
so
I'm fine with finding out what type of ride's going in. It's not.
I mean, I like
big.
the speculation we get to do. I like making guesses and being right.
I like
later,
being correct about it. Because what was it? We were given the little sketches of Avatar Land a year ago or so when I made that video, the day it was released.
A year ago,
yeah, and I turned out to be right. The first thing I speculated before I read anything was I saw them use the word fly above or soar or something, and and I like underlined it, and I'm like, this is a synonym for something that could relate to Soarin'. So expect a flying ride, and I was right. A year later.
There you go. Good job. See, like that's why I like this kind of thing. We do get to make guesses and make estimates, and we end up being either right or wrong. It's always a good thing.
I'm fine with Disney not telling us stuff early on, and then fully announcing it. And there's no harm in saying what type of ride's going in what spot. But like as long as you keep the real details out.
Yep.
I'm fine with it.
Yep.
And then restaurants just tell us everything. Restaurants and resorts just give us all the information, please.
Anyway, so next up we have
Big Hero 7.
Big Hero 18. Anyway, Big Hero 6 meet and greet has opened at Hollywood Studios. It is where Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope were. Currently Vanellope and Ralph are in the Once Upon a Christmas Time parade, but you can't meet them anymore. So that's unfortunate. Hero, Baymax, from what I've heard, is a surprisingly huggable figure and is very nice. Hero just looks like some random Latino Asian kid just sitting there.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, like what nationality he is.
I mean, honestly.
Hero's an interesting looking kid. Like, you can't put an affiliation with that face.
Yeah, like someone said on Twitter that it just looks like some random kid just photobombing everyone's pictures of Baymax. And I mean, to be honest, yeah.
Well, if you haven't seen the movie, then you have no idea what you're talking about, right?
Right.
So you're like, oh, who's this kid? You're like, he's in the movie. But you could say that about any plain-clothed character.
Yeah, but I don't really think... I don't know.
Right? Like, if Kristoff wears, like, jeans and a t-shirt, and he's, like, in the photos with Anna
but that doesn't make
Elsa,
any sense, because...
Well, I'm just saying,
yeah, I know.
like...
But
if somebody is dressed in plain clothes, even though they're a character, you would be like, who the hell's this guy, and why is he here?
Right. Now, I'm sorry. Ugh. Please sleep. Anyway, putting
is Baymax, he's probably like one of those like blow up things, right? Like if I were to poke him, do you think it would like go in?
I don't know what he's made out of.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I was watching videos and there's a person inside of it because it like moves and stuff.
Right.
The eyes blink and everything. I thought that was really cool too.
That's the eyes blink, really?
Yeah,
that's
the
cool.
Eyes blink. I saw that because I saw it and I paid attention because only one of the eyes was blinking, so the other one was broken. Okay. Like it would blink like halfway, like the bottom lid would go all the way up. And I was like, really? It's brand new. How could it break already? But,
I mean, I don't, I don't know what it's made out of. I know
from a picture I saw, I'm pretty sure it's like one of those blow-up things, because I think I saw on the right-hand side, I saw like something that would look like a fan.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of had like an imprint of like what like a blow-up fan would be. And it just has like a silent motor inside of it or something.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So.
Yeah. So, yeah. What more can I say? It's kind of weird. I think Hero. People were saying Hero should have been a regular, like a costumed character, like a fur character.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is he'd be the size of Baymax.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably the reason why they decided to go this route. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, at least with Baymax, right? Like, it took us a year to get an Olaf meet and greet. Like, at least they were, like, on the ball with Baymax.
Baymax came out before the movie came out. And, yeah. Well, I mean, the same week that it came out to press and reviewers, so, whatever. Yeah, I will definitely make it a point to go to this meet and greet next time I'm down there, no matter what the wait is, because I want to see Baymax. I want to give Baymax a hug and see how huggable he really is for science.
Science.
Yes. And anyway, so
speaking of Baymax,
general thoughts on the movie.
Oh,
I don't know where you were gonna go, but general thoughts on.
Thank God for that. I had no idea where I was going with that. I was trying to transition to the next story.
I don't know.
Here, take it over. What are your thoughts on the movie? Spoiler free, please.
I will not say any spoilers.
Thank you.
I will say that it is, in my very honest opinion, the best Disney animated feature of the 21st century. And since it's a technically, Marvel IP, it has a post-credits scene, so you have to stay till the end.
Yeah.
And it is quite possibly the best post-credit scene of any Marvel movie ever.
Really?
That's good. Yes.
The Avengers was a pretty cool one.
Yes. But this is like
Best?
it's a detail that you definitely overlooked during the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see it later and you'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't see that." And it's really funny too. And you'll love it. It's great. It's really 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 good. And it's funny. And you also have to, have a general cultural understanding to get it. But it'll be good. Legit, I'll explain it to you later if you want. But it was good. So, yes. It's a really good movie. And actually, I think it brought together Disney animation and the Marvel, universe together really, really well. I had, some decent expectations going into it, and right from the moment it began, I was getting more hyped and more hyped.
Yeah. No, I've heard amazing things about it. I think if anything, this builds up some trust with people and Disney and Star Wars. Hopefully.
I don't really think so at all, but I don't think it's. But
well, I'm just saying, like, they had this to run with all on their own.
This is also a different studio.
Yeah, well, it's under the name, It's under
this is
Disney.
John Lasseter and Friends.
True.
John
Lasseter and Friends.
John Lasseter and Friends. Whatever. Speaking of which, Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
John Lasseter and Friends.
There, we spoke about it, guys.
That's what they're up to. But anyway, usually superhero origin stories are like boring, right? But both Guardians of the Galaxy and this were really good in terms of setting up plots, right? I think it did a good job, and it actually did a good job of character development and stuff that some other superhero origin stories don't really do too well. I'm looking at you, Man of Steel. That was not a good one. Didn't like Man of Steel.
So, what has Disney got going right now that it didn't have in the mid-2000s with, let's say, Bolt, Meet the Robinsons, and
John Lasseter.
You think John Lasseter's the Disney key to success?
Yeah, he came in. I think Bolt was with him, but past Bolt, if you look at what's gone on, we've had Tangled, we've had Wreck-It Ralph, we've had Frozen, we've had Big Hero 6, all fabulous movies.
People, like, even I give Bolt not a lot of credit, but Bolt's actually a really good movie.
I wasn't a big fan.
I watched it again. I watched it when I was little, and I sat down, I think like 3 weeks ago, and I told you I was going to watch it, and I'm like, I have really low expectations for this movie, but I sat down and I watched it through fully, unbiased opinion. I thought it was actually really good. Okay. So if you haven't watched Bolt in a while, I suggest you watch it.
Unbiased opinion from the guy who thinks John Lasseter is the most flawless person in the world.
Flawless or flawed?
Flawless.
Well, he is.
All right.
So
there you go.
I didn't know that he had any involvement on it until you said it.
I'm pretty sure that was the first one in which he was the head of Walt Disney Animation. We can look it up though. John Lasseter.
See, the thing is, like, that was a time when, like, Pixar was, like, really churning out movies. That whole Bolt era of film. So I was under the assumption that he was just busy with that, and he was just, like, signing off ideas over at Disney Animation. Be like, yeah, that's a good idea, go work on
it. Bolt, yeah, he was executive producer of Bolt. That was the first one.
Okay, well, executive producer does pretty much nothing.
Right,
so.
Sure. Oh, he's also in Meet the Robinsons.
Yeah, well,
did you know that?
How good was that movie?
That was pretty awful, actually.
There are some Meet the Robinsons fanboys.
But in terms
That's
of...
like B-movie. You know the movie B-movie, the Jerry Seinfeld movie?
Yeah, I love B-movie.
B-movie I don't understand. B-movie was an absolutely terrible movie, but it has like this weird like cult following, especially on Twitter. There's like
because it has the Seinfeld humor to it.
There's like this. No, you don't understand. There are several people on Twitter that are absolutely obsessed with B-movie and just post pictures of B-movie. Like this is their life. A movie from like 2007. It has consumed them.
See, B-movie was good. It had some really good puns and good B jokes in there, and Jerry Seinfeld's pretty good. So Jerry Seinfeld's delivery is just awesome. You know, just his delivery of like jokes. So yeah, yeah. There you go. That's the Big Hero 6 to a B movie. Yes. So last year we talked about the All-Star Sports, the big food court, getting a redoing. And the All-Star Music Resort is also getting one. We told you guys this at the beginning of August, and it's reopening sooner. We told you guys that we're like, oh, it's closed, it's opening so late, just like the other one. But this one is reopening the beginning of December.
Got it done quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's instead of the end of December, it's the beginning of December. Which, I mean,
It got
both
done
of them
quicker
are-
than
Yeah.
before.
Which is good, because obviously with these value resorts, the food courts are actually like a big part of the value.
Yeah.
So
You know what has a great food court?
what?
And I didn't mention this when I had gotten back. Art of Animation.
Really?
Has a really good food court. Yeah.
Now, I always have to remember, what is Art of Animation considered in terms of the resort tier system?
It's value, but it's barely value. Like it's
Because it's not value. It's
Yeah.
not the price. It doesn't. It's not priced like a value.
Yeah.
It has better amenities than a value. It looks better than a value.
So nice. I was reading something up, and this gave me an idea for a new show to run on the YouTube channel, which
Oh.
I'll talk to you about later. But yeah, Art of Animation, good resort. A crazy history behind it. So
I'm thinking of
if
Beyond
you
Disney.
don't know, what?
I'm smelling a Beyond Disney.
I
think we both. I think both of us have to start just making shows and then just
Yeah,
uploading
and then just churning them out on
Yeah.
the channel. You guys like that idea?
If we both work on two separate ones, right? We can get two of them done in the same amount of time.
Yeah. But anywho, Art of Animation has an amazing history behind it, and if you don't know the history of it, it was supposed to be part of Pop Century, and then budget issues and lack of tourism, they held off on it, and then they went back and they redid everything, they redesigned everything, and now it's easily the best looking resort on property.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in this,
Yeah.
undisclosed show. Talking about Art of Animation, by the way, it's got some refurbishments coming to all of its pools, which is pretty cool. So the big pool, the big blue pool, in the Finding Nemo area is going to be closed from November 17th to November 19th. The Flippin' Fins pool will be closed November 20th to November 21st, and the Cozy Cone will be closed November 24th to November 26th. So they're all really short refurbishments. What do you think it is? Just the water change?
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
those pools, they're
used.
running.
Yeah.
Like, and they're big.
They're
so.
pretty big. It's not just like your small little pool you could do overnight. This is huge.
I was amazed by how big the big blue pool is. Like, I heard
Is
it was
it bigger
big.
than the picture makes it look?
It was massive. It's the entire size of the hotel block.
Wow. And you stayed where? Little Mermaid wing?
Yeah, I was in the Little Mermaid. I was gonna be in Cars, but it didn't have enough people with me to justify staying in there, where it's designed for like 6 people and I only had like 4.
Oh, is it done based on capacity?
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Okay, so here's the way Art of Animation works. So you
Okay.
have Pop Century and Art Animation. They're right next to each other. And Pop Century is kind of like for the smaller families.
Okay.
And the issue people were having with the value resorts is there were no rooms designed for larger families.
You mean like
So-
the conjoining rooms and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm not just saying that. I'm saying like rooms that have like 2 rooms and like bunk beds, like not
so
just the typical
the conjoining
standard.
rooms. Yeah. So the 2 rooms.
And
This
so-
is a common feature at a lot of hotels in general. You have 2 rooms right next to each other, and they have a door in front of them. One's
No,
like
I'm not talking about that. I'm not
No?
talking about that. I'm talking about
you mean like
in
a
the same-
multi-room suite kind of
Yes.
thing? All right.
And that's what pretty much the entirety of Art of Animation is, except
Right.
for the Little Mermaid area. But so the reason that Disney ended up going forward with this unplanned half of Pop Century and retheming it was because the biggest complaint people had with value resorts is there were no rooms designed for larger families.
Right.
So what they did was they tore down all of the hotel buildings except for Little Mermaid, where they kept that as the typical value resort area, but they ended up rebuilding the entirety of the resort, and they did hotel like the hallways on the inside rather than the outside, which is weird for a Disney value resort.
Right.
And so, whereas if you have a smaller family, you'd want to stay at Pop Century, but if you have a larger family, you want to stay at Art of Animation.
Or if you
Because
just want
Art
to
of
stay at
Animation.
the awesomeness of Art of Animation, you stay at
Yeah.
Art of Animation.
I don't know. I spent a lot of time on the bridge when I was there, because the
Right.
bridge is absolutely beautiful between Art of Animation and Pop Century, where you could just walk between the two resorts. And I had stayed at Pop Century back when it was only a few years old in the early 2000s. So it was a quick trip down memory lane to go and walk through that resort and just see things and see how much smaller everything is compared to when I was a little 7-year-old.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like it. It's a beautiful resort. I also spent a lot of time in the cars area at night.
Yeah,
It's
you sent me
absolutely
videos,
beautiful.
and you posted
Yeah, I
videos
have
on
a video
YouTube.
up on my YouTube channel of the
Just the
Cozy Cone
thing
sign.
going around,
I
yeah.
spent easily a half hour just watching that sign turn, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Just something about it.
Forget Cars Land. All I need is Art of Animation.
I felt like it was in I felt like I was in a scaled down version of Cars Land.
All right.
And the wonderful thing about this is the crowds. How, for some reason, I don't know if this was just the time that I was out, but there was never like anybody like out and about walking. Like you pretty much.
Because you were
had-
there like late at night.
I guess. I mean, I wouldn't consider like 9-10 o'clock late at night,
Okay, I guess.
but I don't know. It was just the way that like everybody's like diverted into the pools because there's just so many pools. There's
Okay.
4 pools, which is obscene, and the fact that the Big Blue Pool is obnoxiously massive is even crazier. But yeah, I don't know. There was just nobody ever out, and there was just everybody was just in the pool. So if you wanted to ever just look around things, it's amazing.
All right. There
Very
you go.
photogenic resort, also.
Yeah, I noticed from the pictures you've taken, the pictures I've seen, and everything. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's all.
So yeah,
That's all I got.
that's my review of Art of Animation.
There you go.
Any questions about hotels and resorts?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Somebody said Pop Century looked kind of sketchy to me. Pop Century's great.
All right.
I don't know. If you've never stayed at a value resort, just stay at one for the experience, because value resorts, like, I don't know, you take a deluxe resort, like, let's say Beach Club, right? Beach Club.
I was
is
gonna
cool.
say contemporary.
Okay, contemporary.
Yay.
You know, there's no real, like, it's not pushing Disney. But, like,
Well,
when
I
you
think
say...
it's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, that's the issue with anything that isn't a value resort. Like, the value resorts are absolutely pushing Disney, because those are more, like, family-style type things.
Okay.
Whereas, you know, your Port Orleans, your Beach Club, Boardwalk, Grand Floridian, like, those are all more, like...
Upscale.
Yeah.
Right. Which is, I think, the price tag's supposed to reflect.
Mhm.
But, you know.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Right. It's a different thing. I gotcha.
It's all about the theming, and it's just more of a cartoony feel staying at a value resort.
Right.
So
Danielle's gonna be down there this winter for cheer. I don't know.
Oh,
They
really?
stay at like an All-Star or something.
yeah, they stay at the All Star Music.
Yeah. There you go.
I know.
Yep.
Don't ask me how I know that.
I don't know why you know that.
It's
Is
just
your school
random.
down? Is your school down?
Yeah,
go
my
down there?
school goes
Alright,
too,
alright.
which is probably how I know, because
That's
I've had
probably how you know.
conversations with
Yeah.
people. So yeah, guys, stay at value resorts just for the sake of staying in there. It's a good
Alright.
experience. What's your
Okay.
favorite resort?
My favorite resort.
Yes.
I would say Grand Floridian, but I think it's just an inherent bias of going there
Every time.
as a younger person. You know. I think just the ones that you have your earliest memories of. I think you're just gonna have an inherent bias towards that,
Yeah.
no matter what it was. It could have been, you know, like Joe's Seaside Motel. And,
You know what? Whatever the Nick Hotel was before it was the Nick Hotel, it was like some other hotel before Universal took it over, and it was
Right.
like polar bear themed. It was something really obscure, and I really liked staying there, and I'm kind of upset that it turned into Nick, but
all
I
right.
got over it. But I remember I stayed there once. It was the
Legit
coolest
wants
thing.
to see my phone. I don't know why.
See mine.
Okay, cool phone. Let's go with the keys. Okay, look,
Yeah.
it's a phone.
Beach Club, all-time favorite. Beach Club's a beautiful resort.
I think I've already showed this phone on the show.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go, phone.
Yeah, fun. There you go.
Here's a MacBook Air I got on eBay for $500. Have I showed this on this show either? I think I have.
remember you talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah, it was. Pretty cool.
Like, should I buy this?
I just kind of got it to get it, because why not?
Because why not? Why not just drop $500 on a Mac?
Well, why not, right?
Hey.
What else am I going to spend that money on?
DisCast.
DisCast, of course. We already have like a fifth of that in the bank. Anyway, how about we end the show off for...
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to support the show. Check us out at discast.us/donate.
Yep.
Give us money. It helps keep the website up. It helps us thrive.
Wrap it up.
Succeed.
Wrap it up.
Help me have swag. We shall see you guys next time. See ya.
Good night, guys.